So this is a little tutorial on how to remove a bathroom vanity. For those of you that want to know, the easiest process that I can ever show you is going to be this simple. There's always going to be caulking on the back and the front of the vanity, so you take a razor knife and you just run it along there. Try and dig out as much caulking as you can. If you can get this backsplash off at the same time, and usually you have one on the other side, then that's always better too. It just kind of releases everything. Usually this little backsplash thing is glued on to that wall, so you would get a razor knife first and disadhere all the caulking. Once that's done, you can get a little chisel in here and a hammer and knock this thing completely off. So the idea is we're trying to get the vanity top off before we get the vanity off, and that's the reason you want to run this knife along the whole back anywhere there's caulking, and run the knife along here. Then to release the vanity top, you simply come under both sinks and come over here to the water shut-off. These are called water valves, angle stops, whatever you want to call them, and you just turn them off. Rightsy tightsy, lefty loosey. And in this case, they're half-inch turn, or not half-inch turn, but half-inch type valves. That releases everything. Then you come in here with some channel locks or pliers, and again, rightsy tightsy, lefty loosey. And whatever supply lines you have, it doesn't matter if they're copper or PVC, in this case they're plastic, and you just remove the line from the angle stop. Once you've turned the water off, you're going to get minimal water coming through there. There might be a little bit, in this case there's none. The only thing you have to be careful of, especially with plastic pipe, is that you don't twist your plastic pipe and cause a big mess. So the next step that you do after your supply lines are released is you have your P-trap. Under the sink you have this P-trap area, and these have little nodules on them, for lack of a better term. So I could probably do this with my hand, which I can. You just twist that lefty-loosey. That's going to get loose of your P-trap, and you want to have something to catch your water in, because there's always going to be standing water in your P-trap. So I have a little trough here, but it doesn't really matter what you use, just to catch extra water that's going to inevitably come out. And if you need to, for some reason your hand doesn't work on this, then the same channel locks you had before, they actually open very wide. And when they're wide like that, it'll wrap right around there, and lefty-loosey again will release both of these nuts that hold on the P-trap. And once you've done that, the rest of the standing water inside of the P-trap, you can either just let drop into whatever you're catching the water with, or you can just literally take it out and dump it somewhere else, like the toilet. So in this case we have a double-sided vanity. We've done two things only. We've gotten rid of the supply lines after we've turned the water off. We've gotten rid of the P-trap and taken all that plumbing out, which is really easy. I just showed you how to do that. On the other side I've done the same thing. So I've taken off the supply lines, and I've taken off of the P-trap. And then on the other side I've done the same thing. I've taken off the supply lines and I've removed the P-trap. And so it's that simple. So there are a couple of other minor things. You may or may not have them in your vanity, but as I already mentioned, you cut out your caulking along the side, take out the supply lines, take out the P-trap, and sometimes you have these little filler pieces. These little filler pieces of wood on the side here are usually pretty flimsy, that you can get out with a hammer or something like that, or even a screwdriver. They're just held in there by a couple of small nails normally, and those filler pieces can still go with the vanity if they're on there really tight, but that took a little filler pieces, usually on both sides. And then in this case we got some quarter round, and there's no point of taking off this quarter round and this base plate up here. There's no point of taking that off, because it's usually all glued to the vanity. As the vanity gets set down, it's already free anyway. So we're not concerned about taking off those things to get the vanity out. But in order to get the countertop out, we've already done what we needed to do, so it comes out pretty easily. And voila, that took all of about 5 minutes to get the countertop out. Once the countertop is out, the vanity comes out relatively easily. There are some screws in the back of here. You're going to see those right there, all along there. Once you remove those screws and these little filler pieces I told you about, then the vanity will come out really easy. Yeah, I know I